name is Jordan Belfort. At the tender age of 22, I headed to the only place that befit my high-minded ambitions.
Name of the game? Move the money from your client's pocket into your pocket.
But if you can make your clients money at the same time, it's advantageous to everyone, correct?
No.
We're here again for another movie review. Today we're going to be talking about the latest Martin Scorsese and Leonardo Dicaprio team-up, The Wolf of Wall Street, which is based on real-life stockbroker Jordan Belfort. Wolf of Wall Street follows the years that Jordan Belfort came to power in Wall Street, illegally scamming his investors and stealing over $200 million worth of investor money, along with his partner Donnie Aizop here, played by Jonah Hill. And the film just really captures the life of this guy and all his crazy antics and just his rise and decline in the world of stocks. Now, anytime you hear Scorsese is going to make a movie, you're always excited, and nevertheless, The Wolf of Wall Street was, of course, one of my most anticipated films of 2013, and I heard a lot of things about it going in, and I was very excited to see the finished product, and I gotta say, Wolf of Wall Street is definitely one of my favorite films of 2013. I believe this is the 5th collaboration between Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese, and I can honestly say that I think this is Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance of his career. He really just truly engrosses himself in this character and transforms into Jordan Belfort, and Leonardo DiCaprio is so good that he makes this despicable guy almost likable. Actually, for a lot of this movie, I did kind of like him, and that's because Leonardo DiCaprio is so good and so versatile, and he does literally everything from this movie to Jim Carrey-style physical comedy to just being the most unlikable guy ever. He really just, this role demands him to do pretty much everything, and he delivers 100%. And his business partner, Jonah Hill, is a big surprise here. Not only does he handle a lot of the film's comedic moments, and trust me, there are a lot, but he has a couple of moments to show off his acting chops, and he delivers very well, and Leonardo DiCaprio and him have a great chemistry, and you totally buy their friendship in the movie. Also, scene stealer Margot Robbie, who is an Australian actress who was featured in this year's About Time, plays Leonardo DiCaprio's wife, who has the best Long Island accent that I've probably ever heard, especially from someone who's a foreigner. She's a scene stealer, and she might be one of the hottest chicks I've ever seen. What is so amazing to me about Martin Scorsese, especially when you watch this movie, which is by far his most outlandish and his most wild and outrageous movie he's ever made, is that the guy is 71 years old, and this movie is just so full of life and is so just on and just crazy throughout the time that you just think that this film was directed by someone who was in their 20s or 30s. I mean, the guy has just so much passion. He's such a great filmmaker that the film just is so alive 100% of the time during its 3-hour runtime. Not to mention the script by Sopranos creator Terrence Winters is fantastic, and this combined with Scorsese's just vibrant direction makes it one of the most entertaining movies of the year. And yes, the film is 3 hours, but the movie is a complete journey, especially from seeing how this guy starts off and just the evolution of his character and just to this incredibly greedy and grotesque scumbag was fascinating to watch. And the movie is just so, it's so debaucherous. I don't even know if that's a word, but just so full of debauchery and partying and just drugs that you can't help but take your eyes off it, whether or not you're kind of disgusted by the stuff that's going on. It's just so in your face that you can't help but just go, wow. I know a lot of people have been thinking that because there's so much of these partying scenes and there's so much of it, and they, you know, there's no real consequences for these characters and the stuff they do, that Scorsese or the people involved with the movie are condoning these things. And I really think Scorsese goes into great detail with these scenes to show just the absurdity of what was going on and how these people could get away with this stuff. I think is what he's trying to say. I don't think he's condoning this at all. In fact, I think that he's probably more offended by the stuff that happened in these real-life events than anything. So I think that the scenes were necessary, and while some may feel a little overindulgent, I think that's kind of the point. As I mentioned, the film is 3 hours, about 2 hours and 59 minutes to be exact, and yes, the film is very long. There's a few scenes in there that definitely could have been cut out. It definitely seemed like the movie was going to end a few times, or at least come to an end, and then it kept on going, which was surprising. But that being said, even though I could tell that the movie was long, I was never bored, especially for the first 2/3 of this movie. I was just intensely gripped. It's just the third act that kind of slows down, but that being said, for a 3-hour movie, this thing held my attention pretty much throughout, and that's something I can really say for even 2-hour movies. Overall, The Wolf of Wall Street is just one of the most purely entertaining movies I've seen this year. It really just gets something out of you. It makes you go and gets you alive, really. It just makes you feel something. I've been thinking a lot about this movie after I've seen it, and while I definitely don't think it's one of Scorsese's best, I still think it's ranks of one of the top films he has made with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think the acting is strong all around. I think the script is fantastic. Yes, some things could have been cut, but overall I think this film is very effective, even if a little bit bloated, and for that, Wolf of Wall Street gets 4.5 stars out of 5. So that's my review of The Wolf of Wall Street, which is also my last review of 2013. I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. I will be having my best list of 2013 coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. But let me know what you guys thought of the film. Did you love it? Were you disappointed by it? Let me know what your favorite Scorsese film is, and if you like this review, please subscribe for more. I'll see you guys later.
This is my home!
Good for you, little man.
Me, the little man. The show goes on! They're gonna need to send in the National Guard to take me out, cause I ain't going nowhere!
We don't work for you, man.
You have my money taped to your boobs. Technically, you do work for me.